Hey everybody, it's Hayes Billy Crute, and today we are heading into the Dismal Swamp. Um, you can find the entrance at Ballyhack and Anaoli Crescent on the old 17 Canal Trail, which is a great park in itself. But today we're heading up to the campground, which sits on Lake Drummond in the middle of the Great Dismal Swamp. Great place to go if you like the wild outdoors. Plenty of insects, spiders, anything that bites you is on this trail, which is fantastic. There's a hunt in the fall, a quota hunt that you can apply for, where you can hunt 450-pound black bear or some of the best deer that you're going to find in Virginia. Monster racks, tons of them. You just got to be able to handle the wildness of the park. The canal trail is about 4.3 miles to the campground, and then you have a monster lake that's at its deepest is about 6 feet. Tannic water, very acidic, um, which means no bass, but tons of what's it, catfish and bowfin, great big bowfin. Sometimes people tell me you can catch large gar, freshwater gar, but I have yet to catch one of those. But I've caught everything else. And what we're seeing here is bubbles. There's a big dike at the end, a dam that drains the lake, keeps it at a certain level, and it is oxygenating this water, which makes it a good place to fish. More oxygen, more fish. As you get closer, you get more and more of it. Kind of a weird look as you go in, but real interesting. And all the way up this trail, you're going to find snakes, turtles, um, deer and bear trails where they swim across this thing. Every so often you'll see a deer swimming across, which is pretty cool. The snakes never give me any problems. I see them, they're going one way, I'm going the other. Uh, but it's just an awesome sight as you get closer and closer because the sound of the dam is pretty cool. And up here you've got the campground, which is run by the Corps of Army Engineers. Sometimes it's open, sometimes it's closed. So before you plan a trip, I'd recommend you check in with the camps or the park's main office, which is on the Suffolk side of Virginia, whereas I'm coming in on the Chesapeake side. There's two main entrances on the Suffolk side on I think it's White Marsh Road. You can drive in to the park, and there's a pier you can fish off of, which is pretty cool. Or again, you can take the 4.3 mile kayak trip, canoe trip to the park, which is cool in itself. Obviously man-made. They've got benches. They've got mosquito-lined huts, so you can have a picnic if you don't have your mosquito spray. You can also use sunscreen to stop some of the biting gnats that are out there. Again, if you come out here, plenty of insects. Oh, and if you would, please like and subscribe. More of this to come. I've got a video coming out that'll have all the wildlife actually on tape. Um, Tons of it. You know, if you go out there, you're going to see it. As you can see, the water is pretty awesome. Here's the dam, which they control. Sometimes it's running, sometimes it's not, depending on the water levels. But as you can see, man, it's an awesome noise. The picture and the sound doesn't do it justice. But that's really high oxygenated water. I usually sit at the point here and catch catfish pretty much all day. Not super big, or at least I haven't caught them, but it's a lot of them. So if you're bringing the family, you're going to catch something. I usually use cut bait, brim, worm will work pretty well too. Again, not a lot of bass or anything like that just because of the acid in the water, but plenty of fish. You can camp out here. You can have campfires. Again, plenty of picnic tables. Um, just a beautiful little park. Water depth here is about 3 feet. At its deepest, in the middle of that canal, it's about 6 feet deep. And obviously, the bigger the fish, more of the fish are going to be in the deeper end, but you can catch fish all throughout this. And of course, the most important part of a good park, according to my wife, is the bathroom. Is it clean? And they do have one, and it is clean. One of the first things I always look for are wasp nests. They like to hide inside of these things. Fortunately, there's no wasp nest, and it's a park that my wife would be willing to go to, which is always important. That's pretty much it. Thanks for watching. Later on down this video, we're going to have a map of how to get here. There's also plenty of history along this lake and the canal. As you can see, there's a bridge coming up where there's a farm out here where the farmer actually pulls us out. But there's history from all the way back to George Washington that you can view. This is just one of them. Again, thanks for watching. And we've got the boat docks coming up, and again, directions on how to get here.